Hello, I'm Jim Fitzgerald, a Lean Six Sigma Master Black Belt, an expert on how you can build your Toyota production system, and a master of innovation. Today I'm going to show you how your system is controlled with knobs. Whether you are a manufacturer, business, government, healthcare, military, hospital, or other system, it is controlled with knobs. Knobs are an analogy on how you can control your system. First, I will discuss strategically important knobs. Next, I will explain the power of knobs. Then I will discuss knobs in 3 of the important strategic areas. And finally, I will discuss solutions on how to accomplish the 3 strategies. Next, I will discuss the 3 strategies that make companies great. Tracy and Wiersema's seminal book, The Discipline of Market Leaders, Choose Your Customers, Narrow Your Focus, Dominate Your Market, explains in rigid detail what areas you must focus on to lead in your market. Exceptional systems focus on either operational excellence, innovation, or customer intimacy to attain market leadership. Focusing in one of these 3 areas will deliver you a competitive advantage. Consider ARCO and operational excellence. They acquire all of their oil from the west coast of America to decrease their transportation costs. They refine their oil on the west coast to decrease their transportation costs. And finally, their sales also occur on the west coast of America to decrease their transportation costs. This allows them to undercut the price of their competitors in their market, which leads to a competitive advantage. Southwest Airlines also focuses on operational excellence. They are able to turn around any plane at any airport in 15 minutes. Their closest competitor takes 30 minutes. Their philosophy is that they are only making money when their planes are flying, and this increases the flight-to-ground ratio. This gives them a competitive advantage. Southwest Airlines ups their game by also leading in customer intimacy. It is a standard for their airlines to make jokes over their public address system. This is a company policy and is meant to make flying on Southwest Airlines special for their customer. I will next discuss the settings of the knobs. The system knobs have only 2 settings. There is the size and range. The size is proportional to importance. For instance, if your strategic focus is on customer intimacy, you may have a large size knob focused on making your customers happy. The second characteristic of the knob is how much range it has, which is correlated to your authority to affect it. An example of this is the economy, which may have an extremely large knob because it has great importance on your business. However, the range would be very small because you have very little authority to impact it. Next, let's discuss example of knobs in the 3 strategic areas. The first area I discuss are operational excellence knobs. The first one might be how quickly you can get a product from an order to a customer. Another example might be to improve your pharmaceutical production rate. For a hospital, you may want to increase the patient flow throughout the hospital. Of course, at Toyota, they want to increase their rate of automobile production. This is a major focus of the Toyota production system. All of these examples have to do with turning up the operational excellence knob. I give you some innovation knob examples next. Innovation is the second in the triad of successful strategies. It is what has made Silicon Valley such a wonderful center of excellence. In fact, the Silicon Valley innovation method use is required if you desire venture capital. Of course, there are other innovation methods. I will start this discussion off with an innovation for anesthesiologists, which is using what is referred to as a shadow box. This is a tray that has an outline for every tool an anesthesiologist needs for an operation, so nothing gets left out. Innovation can be used to bring to market new products or services or product naming, or even ways to increase traffic flow. Some innovation examples include product naming, new product development, a way to increase automobile traffic, and so on. Innovation can be used by any business to become more successful. The last of the strategy triad is customer intimacy, which I discuss next. There are many different ways where the operation of your system can delight customers. Some are obvious, such as reducing the price of your product, while others are less obvious, such as banning the use of call greetings that say, "Your call is important to us," when we all know that if it was really important, they could fix it. Operational excellence can tie in with customer intimacy in a couple ways that I can think of. 1, reduction of product or service cost, and 2, quicker product or service delivery. Other customer intimacy knobs could be keeping your service always available, like an electric company, or greeting customers by name. Southwest Airlines, which I mentioned earlier, have standardized fun with the public address announcements regarding plane safety. This is a good time to bring up another important point about the strategic triad. Whereas Tracy and Wiersema found that companies focus on one of the three areas gained a strategic advantage over the competitors, they also found that some companies focus on two strategic areas to really become leaders in their industry. Next, I will discuss methods of how you can accomplish Tracy and Wiersema's triad of strategic advantages. First of all, by adopting your version of the Toyota production system and Lean Six Sigma, you will move towards extreme operational excellence. Toyota produces cars that have less than 3.4 defects per million opportunities of a defect. That means that they can produce 10 30,000 part cars without a defect, including supplier parts. In Toyota's U.S. manufacturing of the Camry, it is made from 75% parts produced in the U.S. Adopt the Toyota production system tools along with Lean Six Sigma to drive towards extreme operational excellence. Innovation can be tricky. The Silicon Valley innovation method was originally designed to optimize websites. The basic concept is build, measure, learn. You start out by building your MVP, or minimal viable product. This means building a product with full functionality but not optimized yet. Next, you put it on the market and measure the response. The last step is to learn what to change based on the measure step. Then you go through the process again and again until you have optimized your product or service. Though this method was used for website design, you can see that it has other alternative uses. Customer intimacy is really just doing work to have your system well received by your customers. In Lean Six Sigma, there is a process called House of Quality. This House of Quality assists in the design of products, services, or features and include utilizing customer input, which leads to a quantitative measure of relative importance. There are multiple ways to positively increase your relationship with your customers. You could accept all returned products with no hassle, or you may increase your profit margin, then decrease your prices. In summary, Toyota has over 375,000 employees, a no layoff policy, and averages over 90,000 net profit per employee. What is your net profit per employee ratio? No matter what system you run, you should turn up the operational excellence knob all the way like Toyota does with their Toyota production system. As an aside, the Toyota production system includes a process called Kata Continuous Improvement, Policy Propagation, and Realization. Kata generates about 11 ideas per person per year, all in a management-defined direction. Kata is so important that Toyota will not open a plant unless they can get Kata operational in that plant. The solution to success involves making a list of all the knobs you have in each category. Then strategize on which knobs you can manage, which will give you the greatest benefit. Then start working on turning up these knobs. Whether you want to start by building your Toyota production system or implement Lean Six Sigma, I am a Lean Six Sigma Master Black Belt and expert on the Toyota production system that can help you move forward. I can lead you to extreme operational excellence. Also, if you prefer to go the innovation route, that is up to you. Check out my site at Innovation World.